Hi everyone and welcome to Trades of the Week. I hope you're doing incredibly well and that you're enjoying. At least in Sweden we have summers. I hope you have the same, of course, and you're enjoying that. So in today's version of Trades of the Week, we're going to be discussing a few things. Now, bank number 3 has currently collapsed. JP Morgan might have bailed them out, but what does this mean for the market and why did it happen? And where should you keep your money if not in the banks? That's a topic we're going to discuss in more detail today. Not only that, what is happening with the crypto market? There is a crypto, not a bank, but a crypto exchange that got bailed out by the SEC now. Not bailed out, but they actually managed to settle with the SEC. And which one is that? And does that mean it's actually a good thing or is it not? Today we're also going to talk about a couple of cryptos and a couple of stocks that might be doing really well this year, and therefore we're looking at investing in them as well. So with that being said, let's dive into it. So before we explore what's happening in the market, I do want to show you the IM Insider because we created this completely free exclusive group, Investment Master IM Insider. And the reason we did that was to help everyone that wants to get started with cryptos and stocks for free to be able to do so. And we've even added something extra now that I do think is important that you see. So now with the environment in the world, we're facing a potential recession. Where should you invest your money? Maybe your job. You might be redundant. I know that AI has actually come around now to kick out a lot of jobs as well. So we might not be as safe as we thought we were, which is why it's super important to build a second pillar of income, or maybe a third, depending on where you are in your life. So for that, we created the IM Insider. And the IM Insider is a Facebook group. You can press the link below to join it for free now, where you will get exclusive content, the trade of the week, the crypto of the week, and also market updates so you know what is happening and when it's happening. And not only that, what we also have now is a 30-minute session for you. A 30-minute session that can hopefully transform your life. So make sure you become an IM Insider, you press this link in the featured post and book a session today. And this is of course only if you are not a crypto or a stock club member today or trading club member today. So this is if you have not gotten started yet, because we want to really help you to take the step to take control of your financial situation today and even create a second income pillar, which is going to help you throughout your entire life. So with that being said, let's dive into it. So now, looking at the market and what happened since last week, first and foremost, we are using 3 types of strategies here. Well, we're using 1 trading strategy for stocks and then 2 investment strategies, 1 for cryptos and 1 for stocks. So we're going to start with the trading strategy. This is the Buffalo strategy. So we look for a pattern where we have maybe 1, 2, and 3 bounces. And when we have those 3 bounces, then it's time to then place a trade. So as you can see here, we risk 1% in order to make at least 3%. And in this scenario, we actually have the stop loss currently at 4.5%, which is awesome. So we're not there yet, right? We haven't taken the profit yet. We're keeping our emotions out of the picture. But this could be a really, really good trade. And the second one is MPVR. We're still a little bit in profit here. We're not moving any stop losses as of yet. VRSN, we got stopped out at plus 3%, so well done if you were in this. That's a good time to moo, of course. And KTB, we had a loss, so that's not a moo, but a boo. So as you can see, we have 3 bounces, but obviously we don't get it right all the time, which is why we need to have the ratios. So write this down if you haven't. When you're trading, make sure you only risk maybe 1% of your portfolio in order to then gain maybe 3% on your portfolio. That, my friend, is called the reward-risk ratio. So now we also have a order and we're in SBGI currently. We're at break even at the moment. So do your research on this, and if you think this looks like a good opportunity, you can get in as well. And with EA was another one, so Electronic Arts. This actually gapped down, took us in at a slightly worse price. We were initially having it up here, so this took us in over there. So currently our stop loss is at 129.13, so we're in a slight loss at the moment. So what we'll do with this is definitely we're going to lower the stop loss to not risk more than 1%, and then we're going to see how this plays out. And the 2 new ones we're adding is, well, we're adding 1 new this week. Last week we also placed QCOM, or Qualcomm Incorporated. And we had it like this, right? So this actually went below our entries. This is no trade. We're taking this out. So this is a no trade at the moment. So let's see how this plays out as well. And before we dive into the new one, there are a couple of pieces I do want to mention to you. Number one, the PCE showed a decrease in inflation, as the year-on-year showed a decrease from 5.1% to 4.2%, which is awesome. So it did drop, and it is still above analyst expectations. So they are looking at Fed reaching their final basis point hike, and then during the minutes they will get an indication if it decreases from here on or higher for longer. So this is actually a good sign for the stock market. And as a result of this, what we have seen, if we have a look at the US 100, US 30, the 30 biggest companies in the US, what you can see is that we've had a little bit of a push up the last couple of days just because of this, which is great to see. Now, since we pushed a bit higher, we might have a pullback in the market. So we just want to be cautious of that. So if the market drops, that we are prepared for that as well. So we'll see what happens here, but currently we are trading within this range. So we are trading here. So what could happen is we could go up and hit the roof, which I think will happen eventually. Or of course we can go down and trade here. But the real good news will be if we do break up and break above this level, then we're going to go into a bull market once again. So we'll see how this plays out. But for the shorter term, I do think we can get a pullback to then go higher a bit later on as well. So we'll see how this plays out and what happens. And for this as well, we do want to be hedged. We're in a couple of short positions because we don't know what's going to happen. So what we're going to do as well is to place a long position on TMIS or T-Mobile US. Nice upward trending stock. We have a good reward risk ratio. Earnings just passed as well. So this could be a good opportunity to be looking at. We have a 4.4 reward risk ratio. So for every $1 you're risking, you can make 4. Now, that being said as well, there are a couple of things to watch out for in the market. We did speak about it briefly in the intro, and that is of course that another bank has now collapsed. This is the regional lender. This is First Republic, and they have really collapsed. They've literally gone to zero. And what have happened now is that we have seen the bank actually gotten bought in auction by no other than JP Morgan, which now required its assets. So the repercussions of this is the following, right? If you had money in the bank, now JP Morgan is taking that over, so hopefully you'll get all that money out. But we cannot be safe anymore just by keeping all your money in the banks. I love the banks, right, with everything they're doing, but I do want to diversify into both investments, physical gold and silver, even properties, but more so into cryptocurrencies as well. So JP Morgan bought First Republic, all the assets. This is the third bank now. This is the one following from Signature Bank, and even the Silicon Valley Bank collapse as well that we've been seeing. And what can happen, and the reason they collapsed actually was because they offered really cheap mortgages. And when the interest rate went up, they of course has loans as well. So when the interest rates went up, they couldn't pay the interest to the banks they were borrowing from. So then they went belly up instead. So now what could happen is it might become a lot harder to actually borrow money. But not only that, even the interest rates might go up even more. And this is what could also cause the recession to come eventually as well. So make sure you're diversified. Maybe this is where cryptos comes in. Maybe this is where cryptos and gold could make sure those could be the safe havens, which is what we absolutely do believe as well. But that being said, it is looking really interesting because Amazon, they actually showed really strong Q1 earnings and they beat the expectations by 45%. So if you invest into quality companies, not bad companies, but quality companies, that might be really, really good as well for you longer term. So therefore, we don't invest into the small stocks or cryptos, we invest into the good ones, which will be around despite what's happening in the market. And with Amazon, among other companies, reporting really strong earnings, that can, of course, be really, really exciting. So looking at Amazon, we're in once. We're in at minus 38%, and it's currently at minus 30%. So if you're looking at this, Amazon could be a really good opportunity to get into as well. And last but no means least, there is a big kind of cloud looming in the horizon, and that is this, that the former Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, they actually think that Republicans could trigger a global financial crisis if they do not agree to raise the debt ceiling. And they're talking about raising it by 1.5 trillion. We are watching this very closely because the repercussions of this could be very big. Because if they don't do it, they're going to hit the debt ceiling, and what will happen then is they could maybe not pay out pensions, etc., etc., etc. So very important that we do have a look at this, and we do follow this closely. But once again, diversifying, getting into gold. Avoiding banks is one thing right now, but more so getting into gold as an example as well. So from one thing to another, one other thing to look at is, of course, cryptocurrencies, we believe. So Bitcoin has currently gone down a little bit here from its peak, and we do believe, according to our strategy, that it could be a great time to invest. I mean, we have invested all the way down to minus 70%. We have our next order at 13,700, minus 80%. And this is now down 60% from its high, so even if you're starting out, I believe this is a great time to start averaging into cryptos as well, which I believe could be very, very good moving forward. So a couple of reasons for this. Now finally, right, Poloniex, the first US exchange, has settled a deal with the SEC over, they have kind of, because, the SEC says they violated rules, etc., but they settled for 7.6 million. This is a good way for the SEC to actually make money out of this. And they agreed to pay 7.59 million for over 66,000 violations of multiple sanctions programs. But at least it's done, and hopefully this can help to foster a more secure and transparent digital asset economy or ecosystem moving forward as well. So great news. And another thing I want to follow up on is BRICS nations unite to actually make sure they remove the dominance of the US dollar. And if US reaches the debt ceiling and they are going away from the dollar, it might be that the US dollar might not be the world leading currency much longer either. So and really the essence of this is that there are a lot of turbulence in the world. We know that. So just make sure, and this is what we do, we stay diversified. Gold, silver, we get into a lot of different assets, cryptocurrencies, and even into properties because, long term that's been really secure. So that's really, really good. And another thing is interesting is that TRX, Tron, is a big cryptocurrency, and Binance has actually chosen to delist TRX from Binance US, and it might have a big impact on Tron's price. And the reason they're doing it is because that they basically ceasing redemption for several leveraged tokens, including TRX up, TRX down, and that's affecting Tron's market position and future prospects. And what he's saying is that they have an argument, so Justin Sun, the CEO of Tron, and even Binance. So therefore Binance is delisting Tron at the moment. So we'll see what happens with that. So that's a coin we're staying away from at the moment. But that being said, there is another coin that we do believe can be really good. And it's going down here. The coin is called Numeraire. So Numeraire is a cryptocurrency that is actually AI driven at the moment. And they have an hedge fund, Numeraire, and the coin is AI driven. So they have an AI driven hedge fund, basically. So they want to revolutionize global investments, and it's an attractive investment option, we believe, just because AI is becoming bigger and bigger, and the Numeraire is part of that, and really putting a lot of effort into it, and they're doing really well with their branding as well. And currently, it is actually down from its high, roughly 42%, 43%. So with this small cap strategy, we invest at minus 25, minus 50, minus 75 is a good first investment, we believe, as well. So that's the action we are taking at the moment. So the same thing here is true. I think, with cryptos and even with Bitcoin, I do believe, we might head a little bit lower to then start our way up to 32,000. But we'll see how it develops. Currently, we're holding above this support level here around 27,000. And as long as we do that, we do believe it's going to go really well. So comment below, what do you think? Do you think cryptos will still go up? Does it have any room to grow? Or do you think it's going to be dead? Just comment below. It would be interesting to find out your thoughts on this as well. So before we round this up, there is a couple of stocks I do want to share with you as well. So FedEx is one that we took 15% profit on. So I say, moo, would you love FedEx? So it went out, took us out, and then goes up again. But we took 15%, so we're going to be really happy with that. And looking at CRM, we have the stop loss at 15%, something we added last week. Same with Microsoft, stop loss at 15%. And Microsoft, one of the reasons they're going up is that we're going really big into the OpenAI, right? The chat GPT or OpenAI. They're going really big into that and really developing that. So one of the reasons it is going up. So really interesting, stop loss at 15%. We think this can do really, really well also. And with Coinbase, a stock we entered a couple of weeks ago, it has gone down a bit more, so we're adding a new entry at minus 43%. And the last stock I want to look at before we round this up is Tesla. This is one that I want to talk about this week. Tesla and Elon Musk is doing so many things, right? But if there's one thing he succeeded at, it really is building companies so far. And looking at the fundamentals, Tesla's earnings per share is looking really strong and growing. Same with sales. Despite Corona, they've just gone up with their sales as well, which is awesome. And they have really good expectations for the coming years. They have a really good margin for their profits as well. So it's a really stable and good company with zero debt essentially as well, which is great to see. So by being down 24% from its high, we do believe Tesla is a great opportunity to be looking at as well. So with that being said, everyone, I really hope you enjoyed Trades of the Week this week. And I do just want to mention the results here. So with the Buffalo, we had 1 loss and 1 win, but obviously we won 3% and we only lost 1%. So therefore, we have made 2% profit on that. And with VCA, we're up 15%, which is great to see as well, and no change in our crypto results. Just remember that the trading, the Buffalo, is on the entire portfolio, while the VCA, CCA, and small cap is on the money invested. So with that being said, everyone, I hope you really enjoyed Trades of the Week this week. And do not forget to become an IM Insider today to actually learn these strategies, to know exactly what is happening in the market, so you can take advantage of it as well, and especially in times like this. So press the link below and make sure you join and book your free coaching session as well, the 30-minute free momentum coaching session as well, so we can help you to take you from where you are now to where you want to go. And also, don't forget to hit that like button if you do enjoy this, and also hit that alarm bell, and don't forget to subscribe as well in order to receive these updates whenever we post them and when it comes out on a weekly basis. So from myself and the entire team at Investment Mastery, have a wonderful week, and we cannot wait to see you on next week's edition of Trades of the Week.